Hi, it's Grannie Tesla. And would you believe it? I've had my Tesla Model 3 2021 Standard Plus for 3 years. I want to review it so you know exactly how it's been for the last 3 years. I'm going to break down this video into three different sections. First one, the physical aspects of it, how the exterior and the interior held up. Then I'd like to go over some of the maintenance issues and issues I had with the car. And then third, I'd like to tell you about my driving experiences and possibly the mistake I made when I first ordered the car. I don't know. My husband doesn't think it's a mistake. I think it might have been a mistake, but I'll let you decide. Now, regarding the outside, I have the white exterior and I never got any of the protective films or what have you. And yes, I did get a couple of chips in the front. It's inevitable. There's no doubt about it. I did have a strange thing happen. The rear roof, it just cracked. The whole glass top cracked. I don't know how. Driving, I heard a pop. I thought maybe something hit it, but really it was cracked from the inside. And Tesla was covered under warranty. They replaced it. I have a video on that. I did get the white interior, and there were so many people that said, "You're crazy to getting the white interior. How are you going to keep it clean?" I think, I think every couch in America should be made out of the same material that these white seats are made of, because I have never had anything so easy to clean. Now, to personalize the car, I bought a couple of things. Matter of fact, I did a video on that, so I will link that below. I bought this tray that fits in the main center console. I can't imagine not having it because that area is so deep and big that you can lose things. So if you have this tray, it really helps you organize it. The other thing that I purchased was underneath, well, I should say behind here, there's a little place where you can hide some of your stuff. Quite honestly, the only thing I hide is a $20 bill and my my insurance card, and but it helps organize it. It's the same thing. It just keeps everything nice and neat. But over the years, I have gotten a trunk mat, and matter of fact, I did a video on that. That'll be down here. Now let's talk about maintenance. There really isn't much maintenance to do on this car. You don't have to do brakes. Some people say they can go like 80,000 miles without even changing the brakes or what have you. I don't know. I haven't gotten there yet, so I'll let you know. Now, the one complaint I have about this Tesla Model 3 is that every so often you have to clean the interior air filter because, as Tesla calls it, there's a musk smell to it. So I've done that twice. As a matter of fact, I had that done with Tesla. They actually came to the house and they were able to install the new Tesla air filter. And that cost was $133, which was kind of high. But I'm going to watch some videos myself and have either I change it myself. It's an interior air filter that's by the passenger footwell. And if not, I will just get my husband to do it, which I like even better. The one thing that I do on a regular basis is always have to fill up the windshield washer fluid. I would say every 3 months. And the other thing that I had to do, I had about 35,000 miles on the car. And at 35,000 miles, I had to get new tires. I ended up getting the Michelin Defender 2s, and it came out to about $1,200 to get all four tires. But I think you got to get tires on a car anyway. They say that because the electric cars are heavier, you go through tires more frequently. I've always found that whenever I bought a new car, I'm getting new tires at 30, 40,000 miles anyway, because the dealer always puts the cheapest tires in. So let's see how long these Defenders hold up. The other thing that came up for me is the 12-volt battery that's in the front of the car. And that's not the main battery for the car. It's just like the starter battery like you would have on any car. That battery died at probably about 30,000 miles. It was about a year ago, maybe a little bit more. And I did a video on that, but that was coming under warranty. They actually came to the house and they replaced it on the driveway. I love the Tesla mobile service because so many of the things that are wrong with the car, they have to fix or replace, like this battery, they can do in your driveway. And that is well worth it for nothing else. I'm never taking the car anywhere. They just come here, rotate the tires, whatever has to be done. That's probably the best thing that I love about Tesla. Now let's talk about the driving experience. I would say this is the funnest car to drive. It handles like a slot car. I love driving this car. I love the technology of this car. Having a car that has all this technology excites me. On the other side of that, I know for a lot of people it intimidates them, which I get. But I think if you watch all my videos, I've tried to do my best to show people how to feel comfortable driving the car. And if there's certain things you want me to cover, please put a comment below. I'd be more than happy to cover that. But I actually love driving this car. Now, everybody's going to say, what about charging the car? We put in a charger in the garage. There's a video for that. And most of my charging is done in the house. I think we pay 13 kilowatt hour for FPL power. So I do about 1,000 miles of driving, and it costs me about $40 to do 1,000 miles. So it's very reasonable. I very rarely use the superchargers. The only time I use them is when we're going on a long distance. Now let's talk about charging and road anxiety. I suffered from road anxiety in the very beginning, but in order to cure that, I took two long trips. One was to Panama City, and I've got a video for that. And the other one we went up to Savannah, Georgia. And I live in Jupiter, Florida, so it was a ways away. We stopped every 2.5 hours. At my age, after 2.5 hours of driving, I want to stop. And then, ironically, when we went to Savannah, the hotel that we stayed at had a charging station. So it was not a big deal. When I purchased the car, I wasn't quite sure if I was going to like an electric car. So I got the cheapest model, the Tesla Model 3 Standard Plus. In a way, I wish I had gotten the long range, but as my husband reminds me, most of my driving, 80%, if not 90% of my driving, is local. And it's so nice pulling into the garage and plugging in the car. I haven't been to a gas station in I don't know how long, and I don't miss it. Overall, I love this car. I would have to say it's my favorite car. I've got 42,000 miles on Rosie, and sometimes I'm thinking of changing it for the new Tesla Model 3. And other times I say to myself, let's see how many miles I can get out of this. I've seen people go over 200,000 miles with the same battery. I don't know. It's all new to me. And if by some chance I have to change the battery, or if I get to 200,000 miles, I guarantee you I'll do a video on it so that we can both discuss which way worked out best. Well, I want to thank you for always watching my channel. It's always fun having everybody here, and I hope I shed some information so that you'll be able to make a decision on whether you'd buy a Tesla car. But for Granny Tesla, I'd like to say bye for now.